if it's a liquid market with speculators and people buying and selling constantly, you're not going to have any problem doing that if that's what you want to do.
Right.
You take the speculators out, suddenly instead of paying 360, you might be paying 365. Maybe you're paying 364. So suddenly your cost of participating in the market just exploded. Now, if you look at markets that don't have futures contracts associated with them, they actually are more volatile in general than markets that are. You could look at something like diamonds. You could look at
because they can be easily
eggs.
manipulated, right?
There's a lot fewer buyers and sellers, and so it takes one big operation or one big producer or whatever, one big market participant can really
Monopolies.
throw the prices off. Yeah, and let's face it, commodities are ripe for oligopolies. There's usually, in almost all commodity markets, it usually is 4 to 6 big firms kind of controlling the whole ship, right? That's just the nature of commodities, unfortunately. Yep. So you get that kind of situation, you take speculators out and you're giving them even more
power.
So I know it sounds good to take all these crazy gamblers out, but the reality is the consequences that we aren't considering are probably far worse, in my opinion.
Our problem is, as an industry, is that there is these trading houses that employ people to do all of this hedging for them, and they have kept that information away from farmers. Because this language is scary, like I was saying in a previous episode, right? And so, and all of this exists in a language that most farmers don't understand.
Yeah, you've actually just, since I've been joining your podcast and talked to some of your people, it has kind of enlightened me a little bit, because I'm used to, in the U.S., it's a little bit different. Like in the U.S., each individual farm, most of them are family farms. They are responsible for doing their own hedging.
Yeah.
And that can come in many different forms. That can come in buying insurance from the government. That can come in buying put options in the futures markets or selling futures. But they're pretty, so it's actually the opposite problem. Whereas in your industry, it seems like they've gotten accustomed to letting someone else do it for them, which, to be fair, like we mentioned in part 1 or 2, was if it's convenient, you're probably leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're getting convenience in exchange for somebody else making a little money off you. But in the U.S., ranchers and farmers actually do their own hedging, and so it's the opposite because they take it a little further.